Welcome to our fairy panel. Woohoo! Sorry, no, just a fairy craft. So for this craft, you'll need pegs. These were obviously gotten around Christmas time, but you can find these pegs at any time. They usually have small packets of them at the Dollar Tree. They have packets available at Michael's, Joann, Hobby Lobby, any place. But pegs for the body, scissors, which most households have, a hot glue gun, which you may or may not have, but they are available at the Dollar Tree. You can also get small ones like this at Target. $5.99 I think was what I saw when I looked. And then basically anything you want to put on the fairy. Some of these flowers I got at Halloween, but they even have purple and darker red roses at this point at the Dollar Tree. And by the time you see this, they'll probably have something for summer, but I'm sure they'll still have darker colored to make a dark fairy. These are some feather boas that I got at the Dollar Tree. Some funky yarn. They have lots of funky yarn at the Dollar Tree. They're smaller skeins, but they're usually pretty fun. And then sphagnum moss, which is good for anything from hair to dress texture to whatever you want. And this is not an exhaustive list of what you need or what you can use. You can use felt, you can use fabric, basically anything you can glue on to a peg.
Feathers make good wings.
Feather boas. Yeah. If you want to get fancy, you can get translucent butterfly wings too at Michael's, Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, Joann's. Yeah.
So you can also use a marker if you want to change the color of your peg. You can use a Sharpie to just color. You'd really only need to color this part because it's mostly the head and possibly the upper body that you're going to see. If you wanted to make it black or purple or blue, color it with a Sharpie. Basically the main thing is to look at your peg, look at your supplies, and get a minor idea of how you want it to look. It's a good idea to start with underlay and move your way to overlay. So if you put the wings on first, it might be kind of hard to put a dress on. Just saying. So, you know, I might want to look at maybe this flower and think that this might make a good dress. So pick this off, pull the pieces off the flower if I can. I see what's going on. There we go. Now obviously this little hole isn't going to fit around your peg. So you either need to cut this hole bigger or cut a slot to put it around it. So I might just make it a little bigger. Again, with this one, there really is no wrong way to do it. Now I have a little dress. Now I recommend using hot glue versus Elmer's glue because hot glue cools and dries really fast, whereas Elmer's glue takes a little while. It doesn't mean you can't use Elmer's glue, you're just not going to be able to do the finer points that you might want. And you're going to have to wait in between, say, doing the wings or the dress and then doing the wings the next day perhaps, or something along those lines. You just sort of make it fit how you want it to fit. And then if I want the top layer, I need a little more glue because that dried. What? it's just important that if you're of a very young age, this is a good craft, but you need to let mom, dad, or supervisor, babysitter, whatnot, use the glue gun. I don't know what I do. Because you can get burned. I have gotten burned.
Glue dries really fast.
It does. Abby. It's also important to note that unless you have an adult who can saw these flat, these fairies do not stand up on their own. So you can get fishing twine and fashion a little hanger either around their bodies or around their necks. Trust me, you're not going to hang your fairy if you put it around their neck. Just then you can put them up on the ceiling, hang them somewhere so that they look like they're flying. All right.
Time to give my fairy a tube top.
Let's see here. What do I want to do for my fairy's top? And feathers are fun, but if you have cats, just know your cats are going to want to play with them too. I had to cut a piece of mine off because they were threatening to make off with them.
Oh yeah, it's like a awesome cat toy.
Oh, totally. Let me see here. Sorry, if you need that, go ahead. I'm just thinking. Oops.
And then the other thing is when you pull the flowers apart, you end up with like little bobs. This I cut the bottom part off of, if I can find that somewhere. Here we go.
Whoops. Did you?
No, the thing. So like this was here, I made it shorter because then you can make your thing a little hat.
Mm-hmm.
And that fits pretty good size on top. So I mean there's different parts of the flowers that can be used for many different things.
Oh yeah.
So get creative.
Definitely. Use your brains to make up cool stuff.
Let's see, what color should I make her hat?
Oh, I see. That's one big one. I think I might use this little piece as a hat if I can keep a hold of it. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that is very cute. I like it. Like in the boa.
I'm really considering, does it really need wings?
It's fashion, darling.
She's looking off to the side like, huh.
She is like a classy rich lady.
Exactly. Actually, I'm kind of liking this as a wing set. And really, you can take as long or as short as you want with these. Make them as simple or as complicated as you want. I think that one's good now. What do you think?